That's why I requested you to settle the debt. The burden my husband suddenly imposed on me, vanishing without a trace. No matter how persistently I tried to reach him, there was absolute silence. Now, I'm left wondering what to do, facing an insurmountable debt. Fortunately, in my moments of despair, there was someone by my side offering encouragement. My dear daughter. Mom, cheer up, echoed the soothing voice of my beloved daughter. My name is Kate, 35 years old, juggling part-time work and homemaking. My husband, Rogan, and I, along with our daughter, make up our family of three. I met Rogan at a mixer, a casual event I attended just to fill the numbers. Despite my nervousness, Rogan took the initiative to strike up a conversation, effortlessly lightening the atmosphere. Before long, we connected and decided to exchange contact information. As our communication deepened, a special bond blossomed between us. Unexpectedly, we started dating, a twist I shared with my older sister Talia after our first date. To my surprise, Talia burst into laughter, commenting, "I never thought you'd choose a boyfriend from a mixer." She assumed I'd find someone through work. Talia, enjoying her single life, didn't seem eager for a relationship. Fast forward a few years and Rogan and I got married. Talia congratulated us on our new life together. Our early days of marriage were filled with joy. Rogan's proposal and our move to a new apartment marked the beginning of our life as a married couple. Although our different work hours meant we seldom returned home together, we cherished the time spent dining, sleeping, and enjoying our days off together. This routine brought a new joy to our lives, and a few months later, we were blessed with the birth of our adorable daughter, Rhea. The emotional impact of Rhea's birth was profound, and I felt like I had found true happiness. Our families showered us with congratulatory gifts, celebrating this new addition. I resigned from my job to dedicate myself fully to my family and Rogan, always considerate, helped with housework and childcare. However, a few years later, regret began to seep into my heart. Rogan, after resigning from his job due to issues with a new superior, failed to communicate this significant decision to me beforehand. While I empathized with the challenges he faced at work, the abruptness of his resignation left me concerned, especially since our family relied on his income. The absence of any discussion or consultation added to my distress. That was so sudden. Have you already thought about your next job? I questioned him, grappling with the unforeseen turn of events. Yeah, don't worry. I'll figure something out. Rogan's vague response failed to ease my concerns. However, it seemed the only option now was to trust him. Fortunately, Rogan quickly secured a new job, a relief for both of us. I also considered working, but since Rhea is still young, I want to be there for her at home. Is everything okay at the new workplace? Have you settled in? I inquired, attempting to gauge his well-being. Yeah, somehow. Did something happen? Are you not getting along with your boss or colleagues? I persisted. I told you I'm fine. Don't worry too much. Look, I'll take care of Rhea, so you go and take a bath. Really, thank you, he responded. Though he seemed different than usual, I refrained from prying further and handed Rhea to him before heading to the bath. A few days later, Rogan returned home looking dejected. As I tried to inquire about what had happened, memories of his abrupt resignation flashed through my mind. Did he quit his job again within such a short period? I quit my job. I just couldn't get along with the people there. I couldn't stand being constantly directed by someone much younger than me. I just couldn't bear it anymore, he explained. I see, but we'll get through this. We'll find another job. I'll help in any way I can. Suddenly, Rogan's expression changed, and he raised his voice at me. Hey, what's with that look? You don't like that I quit? You're able to eat because I work. You just stay at home and you're acting all high and mighty. After throwing his bag onto the living room table, he continued, Shut up. Just be quiet. Unable to contain his anger, Rogan grabbed a whiskey from the fridge and downed it in one gulp. I had never seen him this angry before. I felt terrified at that moment. Despite my gratitude towards him and efforts to be supportive, an extremely angry Rogan shouted at me for a while. then slumped down on the sofa looking grumpy. I was so shocked that all I could do was accept his words, and this incident created a rift in our relationship. Since then, Rogan has been caught in a cycle of finding and quitting jobs, leaving us in uncertainty with many anxious days. I couldn't keep silent any longer. Rogan, can't you be a bit more serious about your job? If you have complaints, then you work and earn money. You rely too much on me, but there's Ria to consider. So, what's your point? Lately, Rogan has been gradually losing interest in Ria and seems to be avoiding her. When Raya was born, he took great care of her and was genuinely happy. Observing Rogan now, he felt like a completely different person. No matter how much I pleaded, Rogan showed no interest in continuing his work. Eventually, I decided to entrust Ria to Talia and started working on my own. I'm really sorry for having to leave her with you. I apologized to Talia. It's okay. Raya and I will wait together, she reassured me. Raya, who had just started attending kindergarten, wasn't a major concern. Part of it was because I trusted Talia to take care of her. But Ria was also remarkably mature and calm for her age. She showed interest in newspapers, read them on her own, and could even write long and somewhat complex sentences. Rhea had a quiet disposition and was exceptionally composed for her age. When she started attending kindergarten, I was concerned about whether she'd be able to make friends and effectively communicate with others besides me. However, it turned out I didn't need to worry. Rhea made many friends in kindergarten and enjoyed her time there. As a parent, that was the most heartwarming thing to witness, given the situation. I felt it would be no problem for me to work outside the home. When I started looking for a job, I found one quicker than expected, and I began working full-time. The pay was better than I had anticipated, and even if Rogan quit his job, our finances would probably stabilize. Thankfully, the work environment was also pleasant, and despite the busy days, I enjoyed working. A few years after I began working, Rogan finally found a stable job. It seemed like he had finally found a workplace that satisfied him. Learning this brought a profound sense of relief. Over time, Rogan's demeanor brightened, and he seemed to return to the man I knew in the early days of our marriage. He became considerate of the challenges I faced juggling work and family, often asking, "Has it been tough? Aren't you tired?" I was a bit taken aback by this transformation. Perhaps job stability had given Rogan peace of mind. Rhea was growing up healthily, and Rogan started acting like a caring father to her once again. Seeing Raya play joyfully with Rogan always warmed my heart. Still, the thought of returning to the way things were before made me anxious about leaving my job. Therefore, I continued to rely on Talia for childcare. "How's Rhea? Is she looking well?" I would ask Talia. "Don't worry, she's playing happily," she reassured me. If Rhea was doing well, I could be at ease. I probably would continue to depend on Talia. I had been considering treating Talia to something she liked as a token of my appreciation. Several years went by, and Rhea was now in the 3rd grade of elementary school. She attended school every day with great enthusiasm. The family's bond was just like before, harmonious and loving. I wondered what had caused the previous rift between Rogan and me. Our home life felt so stable, almost as if the past problems had been forgotten. Then, one day, Rogan made a suggestion. "Ever think about getting a new car?" I was taken aback. "A new car?" "Yeah, our current car is good, but I think it's reaching the end of its life. If it's becoming a hassle to maintain, indeed the car we were using had been purchased quite a while ago. Over the years, issues increased, and the repair costs started to pile up. You might be right. Maybe we should consider a new car." "Yes, I knew you'd agree. By the way, I've already got some catalogs pulled ready." "Thanks." I didn't expect him to be this eager about replacing the car. I was a bit surprised, but we started looking through the catalogs together. "Rhea, come here. Which car do you want to ride in? Let's decide together." He called Rhea over, and the 3 of us enjoyed flipping through the car catalogs together. However, I couldn't have imagined that this day would mark the beginning of an unexpected turn of events. A few months later, The new car that the three of us chose was delivered. The car we bought was a brand new model costing over $155,000. The loan was under my name. Generally, people would expect Rogan's name on the loan, but considering his unstable work history, we were concerned about being rejected. I was determined to work even harder from now on and pay off the loan. I was sure Rogan felt the same way, that's what I believed. But my hopes were shattered in an instant. Rogan stopped coming home. He disappeared along with the newly purchased car. Could it be that Rogan got involved in some kind of trouble? What should I do? At that moment, my cell phone rang. The call was from Rogan. "Hello, Rogan. Where are you? What are you doing?" Out of concern, my voice raised unintentionally. "Hey, calm down. But you disappeared all of a sudden, and the new car is gone. What happened? Did you get caught up in some trouble?" I tried to convey how I had worried every day until then, but Rogan laughed at my concerns and said something unbelievable. "Actually, I found a new lover. She's more important to me than you." "What? What do you mean? Let me be clear. I've fallen in love with someone else. I've already taken care of the divorce notice. I'd appreciate it if you stopped getting involved." "Wait, divorce? I can't believe this." I was shocked by the mention of a divorce notice. However, I remembered a discussion we had during a big fight a while ago. Submitting the application to the court means that both parties agree to the divorce. I deeply regretted letting my emotions take control at that time. "Oh, by the way, I have a debt. I'm counting on you to repay it." "What? How much debt are we talking about?" "I think $200,000, give or take. I'm leaving all the repayments to you." With those words, Rogan abruptly hung up the phone. I never thought something like this would happen to me. Were all of his kind smiles in the past just lies? As these thoughts crossed my mind, I could feel the strength drain from my body. "Mom, what happened?" As I slumped to the floor, Raya rushed over, looking concerned. "It's okay, honey. Thank you." I tried to put on a brave face, but inside, I was filled with anxiety. How will I manage our life now with such a massive debt looming over us? The thought of the $200,000 made me feel suffocated. On top of that, there was still the car loan to think about. In a state of panic, I decided to check my bank balance, searching everywhere. Closet, drawers, kitchen, bedroom. But my ATM card was nowhere to be found. Frantically, I launched my bank app on my smartphone. And to my horror, the account balance had significantly decreased. I had no memory of withdrawing such an amount, and the only suspect was Rogan. Trying to contact him proved futile, and with my mind going blank, I thought I should focus on earning money. I chose to keep this a secret from Talia and young Rhea to avoid unnecessary worry. A few weeks after Rogan disappeared, I lost consciousness at work. Upon waking up, I found myself in a hospital bed, where Talia and Rhea revealed they knew about Rogan and my deteriorating health. Rhea had overheard Rogan's phone call, and Talia, surprisingly furious, wanted to locate Rogan to make him repay the debt and medical bills. However, Rogan's whereabouts remained unknown. When I was discharged, I felt down, fearing Talia's reprimand for letting her know. Various tests revealed my poor health was due to cancer, still in the early stages with hope for recovery through surgery. Though the surgery went well, returning to work immediately seemed impossible due to mounting medical bills and no savings. During these challenging times, Talia and Rhea became my pillars of support. Talia tried to locate Rogan, and when she discovered he was working in the same building, they hatched a plan to get back the car that was under my name. As we prepared to confront Rogan, Talia stopped me, emphasizing the need for a solid plan. Rhea reassured me that everything was set up, and a month later, while at Talia's house, a sudden call from Rogan came in. After ignoring it initially, I gathered my courage and answered. In a frantic voice, Rogan pleaded for help, claiming he was about to be arrested. He shared his location and quickly ended the call. Talia and Rhea then revealed the turn of events. They had reported the car as stolen, a move aimed at compelling Rogan to confront the consequences. Filled with gratitude, Rhea blushed, and the mystery of their plan became clear. I expressed my gratitude to Talia and Rhea and hurried to the park where Rogan was waiting. The specified park was surprisingly close to my home, and when we arrived, we found police officers interrogating Rogan about something. After explaining the situation to the officers and having them leave, Rogan ushered us into his car and began narrating the events that led to this. Inside the car, a confident-looking woman named Lily sat boldly in the passenger seat, staring at us with a cold gaze. Rogan questioned why the police came to him, seemingly unaware of the gravity of the situation. Rhea confronted Rogan, asking why he left them behind and why he wouldn't pay back the money himself. Rogan, visibly shaken, remained silent. Rhea and Talia continued questioning Rogan about his actions and his relationship with Lily. Talia criticized Rogan's irresponsible behavior, constantly changing jobs, and quick temper. Rogan bowed his head in silence, and Lily, visibly irritated, revealed shocking details. Rogan had borrowed $200,000 in his wife's name for expensive luxury gifts for Lily. Rhea questioned Lily about her pregnancy, and Talia noticed an inconsistency in the timeline. Lily revealed that the child wasn't Rogan's and admitted to keeping it a secret to avoid further involvement with him. The tension increased, and Talia took charge, threatening to call the police for the criminal acts committed. Ignoring Rogan and Lily's pleas, Talia instructed me to contact the police. Legal actions were taken, and Rogan and Lily faced consequences, including compensation payments, repaying the debt, and child support. Despite attempts to reduce payments through lawyers, a secret recording made by Rhea served as evidence denying their requests. In the end, Rogan and Lily didn't go to prison but had to shoulder responsibilities. Rhea and I now live with Talia, and the car was safely returned. Rogan is somehow managing the debt, and the presence of Talia and Rhea played a significant role in resolving the situation. Grateful for their support, I look forward to a peaceful life with the two of them, working hard for a better future.